Ladies and gentlemen, gentlemen and ladies, ladies and gents, ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce y'all to somebody I ain't played on no video in a long time. It's called The Whispers. You know, I think I've heard of The Whispers, but I can't be sure. Because they were talking so low? Ladies and gentlemen, this is one of those timeless classics. And the beat goes on. See, they started it out with and. Have you ever heard anybody do a song and start it off with the word and? And the beat goes on. Of course, you know, this is The Whispers. And they're letting y'all know that there's a beat that goes on. Don't remember them too well? Well, ladies and gentlemen, and the beat goes on, just like my love, everlasting love. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna let the whispers be in my background. Still moving strong, on and on, don't you ever wonder? Yeah. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna talk about credits and taxes. I hope you guys are ready. Oh, not the Occutel. I'm in the wrong window. Give me a second. I gotta find it. I've been all over the place, so I gotta find it now. Nope, not that one. Nope, not that one. Nope, not that one. No, not that one. Not that one. Not that one. Not that one. Oh, we can close that one out. I was definitely sure it was down here. Oh, you know what I think happened? No, it ain't here. Let's go. I can't find it. Now I'm gonna have to go someplace else. Give me a second, y'all. I'll pause them and pause y'all for a second so I can get back. Now, see, that's the whole thing about production. I was gonna start the video over again and start from the very beginning, but I forgot where I was. Oh, you're just so forgetful. So, to remember where I was, we're going to bring my spinners back, and I'm going to unpause them, brothers, because they my group. You know what I'm saying? Grew up listening to that, and the beat goes on. And my hope is, I got some editing of some documents I have to do today. So while I'm doing that, my hope is to get the other ZD Soft screen recorder, the older one, and install that junk so that I can see my voice moving when it's moving. Ladies and gentlemen, benefits and credits for work not reported as income. Now, the reason why I'm showing you this is because it's important that you see some of the articles. Now, a lot of people say, well, that's just a Google search. Anybody and their grandmama can do a Google search, like the one idiot who told me, I know how to do a Google search. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not about doing a Google search. This is 21,600,000 different results. So how do you shuffle through 21,000 documents to find what you're looking for? That's what you have to learn how to do with Google and its algorithm. You have to get around the basic junk. So it's all about wording, rewording, brackets, and those wonderful quotation marks. What is taxable and non-taxable income? Ladies and gentlemen, that's the IRS website that's going to tell you all about that. However, I want y'all to pay attention to publication 525. If you don't have a copy, download a copy of publication 525. Trust me, it's going to do you some good. Why? Pay attention. Negative taxable income, unused tax credits, capital gains, amounts recovered for credits, sharing, gig economy, survivor's benefits, lump sum payments. That's why. Taxable and non-taxable income. Now, as we've talked to many of you, this is the end of the year. You didn't understand, so let me explain it to you. Hey, and the beat goes on. I'm going to have to turn my boys down. Y'all just have to hold on. Just like my love. Okay, y'all going to have to hold on for a second, brothers. I got it's called And the Beat Goes On, well, y'all. Don't you ever wonder. Okay, now when we go here, this is what we have to do. Because there are just certain things you guys don't understand. No one can be taxed on their right to live. You ever heard of somebody earning a living? Making a living? Ladies and gentlemen, see, it says debunking myths. Let me make sure you understand. It's not about refusing to pay income taxes. It's your wages are not income. Wait a minute, huh? Your wages are not income. What you talking about, Willis? No, Willis ain't doing no talking here. Ladies and gentlemen, let me see. See, they're talking about not paying taxes. No, the subject is not about not paying taxes. It's about no one can be taxed on their right to live. So let's take this statement right here, copy, and we're going to go to Case Text. Case who? Case Text. CaseText.com. Are you advertising for CaseText.com? If they would allow me, you better believe I would every single video. Because they give you access to them cases with them stupid courts and their stupid decisions. I got to set up a new trial. Give me a second. I'll be right back, y'all. Well, as a matter of fact, give me a second. I got to be quiet. Be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something that you're going to run into when you bring to anyone's attention of your right to earn a living and how there can be no levy or tax on your right to earn a living. One of the cases is Redfield versus Fisher. Redfield versus Fisher. Many of you know about that Washington State case unanimously decided by the Washington State Supreme Court that says that there cannot be a levy placed on a person's right to earn a living. However, contrary to the plaintiff's claim, the right to make a living is not a fundamental right, not the right to make a living. Let's pay attention. They said the right to make a living. Shh. Don't worry about it. You need to understand they are word players. They are word manipulators. They play with word art. Follow that word right there. Ain't nobody got no right to make a living. How you make a living? You ain't got no right to make a life. Come on now. The right to make a living. I didn't do this. They did this. Didn't even know it when I was looking it up. The right to make a living is not a fundamental right for neither the equal protection or substantive due process purposes. Ladies and gentlemen, they're absolutely right. Nobody got the right to make a living. What do people have the right to do? Hold on. Let's look at this case right here. Right here. This one right here. There can be no question of the right of every citizen to earn a living. Any statute attempting in general terms to prohibit a person from doing so would be utterly null and void. Excuse me? Null and void of a person's right to earn a living. The right to make a living. Be careful. Don't get into a word game with the idiots, because that's what they do. Now, I want you to understand something. I came back on with the video because I was going to talk about how the courts are contradicting themselves. But while reading it just now, I picked up on that subtle difference. Make a living. I did it only just now during this video. That's why I do it live. So you can see that this is not rehearsed. This is reading the stupid statute as written. The freedom to earn a living. Pay attention. The plaintiffs are correct that the liberty, freedom, interest protected by the Constitution includes an individual's freedom to earn a living. That means it can't be levied, people. They can't tax you on your right to liberty. That's the First Amendment protection. A liberty interest is not violated when one is discharged without public disclosure for the reason of the discharge. What? Well, we ain't talking about that. We're talking about the freedom to earn a living. The right to earn a living. Now, hold on. Let's do this. We're going to do it this way. There can be no levy on the right to earn a living. That's how I'm going to do it. Now, of course, it's going to do the make a living, but we're going to do... But there can be no tax upon a man's right to live and earn his bread by the sweat of his brow. So, all of you people who are being taxed on your wages. According to their stupid constitution, all persons are born equally free. Free! And have certain natural and essential and inalienable, cannot be leaned upon rights. Well, a tax is a lien. It's a levy. It's a lien, among which may be reckoned, I reckon, the right to the enjoyment and defending their lives and their liberties, of acquiring and possession and protecting property, and of seeking and obtaining their safety and their happiness in all lawful ways. People may be required to pay taxes for the support of government. That's right, you do have to pay taxes for the support of government, but you cannot be taxed on your right to live. That's what this case is talking about. This is Montana. Y'all know Montana. I done heard so much about Montana, drove through Montana and Vermont and all of that snow on the ground every time I drove through. Didn't want to stay, too cold. You know, us colored folk don't do too well up in them cold states. That's why they kept us down south, okay? I'm kidding. No, I'm not. Telling y'all the truth. Y'all better go back and read. So, ladies and gentlemen, there can be no tax upon a man's right to live and earn his bread by the sweat of his brow. You cannot be taxed on your labor. Now, the courts are going to say, you don't have a right to make a living. Of course I do. I have a right to do whatever I want to do, as long as it's not unlawful. So are you telling me it's unlawful for me to make a living? No, go ahead and show me where that law is, and I'll show you somebody who's sitting on a bench and lying to the public. See, that would be my response to that idiot sitting on the bench. But the rest of you are not so quick at the gab, so don't get into a match with them on words. You cannot do that. We are not dealing with the right of gentlemen who earn their bread by the sweat of their brow. Okay? They use that brow thing on their own. It may therefore be concluded that no one may be that one may no longer earn his bread by the sweat of someone else's brow. Well, then how come the government does that with you? Unjust enrichment and law of unfair competition. How come the government does that? And he again alluded to a person's right to eat the bread without the leave of anyone else's, which he, through his own hands, earns. Well, I'm so glad he said that. He's got the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness as declared in the Declaration of Independence. That's right, he sure does. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, you have what they refer to as tax dodgers. You don't want to be a tax dodger. You want to pay your taxes. Social Security, pay it. It's not that big of a deal. Well, if you pay one, you got to pay all of them. No. That's why you go exempt, people. They end up in court because they're not paying any taxes at all. And as you all heard, in order for government to exist, the people must pay taxes. So you pay taxes on your groceries. You pay taxes on that water bill, your light bill, and all that. But then guess what you get to do? You get to write that junk off. Okay? You get to write it off. That's what this video is about. This video isn't about trying to tell you how not to pay taxes. This video is telling you, all of you, that there is a mechanism that they put in place. I didn't put it in place. You get the taxes back. You write that junk off on your taxes, people. And you document it as your right not to be levied. And you take these cases where they speak of the right to eat bread without leave of anyone else, which his own hands earn. He is my equal and the equal of Judge Douglas, an equal of every living man. What case was this heard in, y'all? Do y'all know? Because it wasn't just this debate here with Lincoln Douglas. No, ladies and gentlemen, it was this debate. A case that should have been overturned to begin with. I just saw it. Give me a second. It's where it came from originally. Oh God, I done skipped it. It was the Dred Scott case. Just saw it a minute ago. Oh, I done skipped over Dred Scott. Oh, well. Anyway, that's where it comes from. And you notice all of this is from Lincoln. All of this is from that period because this was already decided, everybody. This was already decided. This wasn't something that just popped up last year. This was already decided that they cannot tax you. Go back and look. People weren't taxed on their wages back then. Congress started doing this stupid stuff. When did they come up with the tax code? Anybody know? Then there's your answer. Congress didn't ask the people for their consent. Go ahead. So, there is an exempt box on all of your W-2s, W-4s, all of your work filings. There's also an exempt box on all your tax filings. Okay? Many people, well, I got tax credits, but I don't file taxes. What do I do? Well, that's not my problem. Okay? You are supposed to pay your taxes. No, wait, hold on. No, wait, hold on a minute. How you gonna tell us to pay our taxes and you just told us that we can't be taxed on our income? Well, that's exactly what I just said. All of the monies that you bring in ain't from income, is it? It's from other sources, ain't it? Ladies and gentlemen, as I said, your right to earn a living, you can set what your annual income is. What? Mine is $1 million. My annual income is $1 million. It's deferred. Okay? It is idle to say that a citizen shall have the right to life, yet to deny him the right to labor, whereby he alone can live, is a mockery to say that a citizen may have the right to live and yet deny him the right to make a contract to secure the privilege and the rewards of that labor. How dare you make a mockery? What are y'all doing? 1833. Ladies and gentlemen, these arguments were had at the beginning. It's only in this 21st and 20th century that they started doing all this other stuff by telling people that their arguments were frivolous. Okay, I'm going to read this one because this one is more important. I haven't even read the whole thing. I just perused through it and I saw that necessities of life. We cannot believe the law intended the alimony that one anomaly. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I had to look at that again. I did the AL at the end and not the AL at the beginning. I really am tired. That is my excuse. I took a break for a minute, went and laid down, then I said I'm going to get up here and do some paperwork. That's why, well, anyway, we cannot call, or we cannot work. See, I put the C and the all together. We cannot call, okay? That's why alimony, alimony, okay? Literally, that's where that came from, because I'm literally tired. But who cannot work at all may have the benefits of a better standard of living than one who is able to act out the bare necessities of life. I just thought it was going to say something about the necessities of life. That's why I did that. Man does not live on bread alone, nor does his life consist solely of performing tasks necessarily to buy that bread. Well, that's not what we're looking for, is it? Because it spoke of bread. That's why they talking about bread. Ain't nobody talking about bread, but a man's right to live. We're going to say to, watch this, got to get rid of that, to earn a living. And I just put no tax on a man's right to earn a living. Just that simple. We're going to get to the point in a second, but there's some people out there who just don't know, because you'll get in front of a judge and you won't be able to say this because you'll be stuck. Where you'll be stuck? You'll be stuck. You'll be sitting up there trying to argue with them. No, show me the law. 16th Amendment, that's not a law. What are you talking about, the 16th Amendment? Where's the ratification of that? And then where is the ratification? Not the ratification by Congress. Oh, no. That law affects the public welfare, for which the people said it was their job to protect the blessings of liberty and promote the public welfare. Okay, so the people were supposed to approve of that. Where is the people agreeing with the 16th Amendment? Or the 10th Amendment, the 11th Amendment, the 12th Amendment, the 13th Amendment, the 14th Amendment, the 15th Amendment. Where is the people's voting? Look at all the first 10 amendments, the people ratified it. Go ahead. I dare you to find one of the first 10 amendments that wasn't ratified by the people. People, we the people. They ratified that in order to form a more perfect union. Well, you can't be perfect if you take the people out of the equation. It's an imperfect union. So, payroll expense tax applies to the privilege of engaging in business, not an employee's right to earn a living by working for wages. Wait, hold on. City's payroll expense tax is readily distinguished from the tax imposed in Cary. In Cary, the income-based tax was levied on the employee, while the payroll tax here is levied on the business itself. The taxation of business payroll expenses and taxation of individual employee earnings are not the same taxable incident. Again, there's a fundamental difference between one engaged in business and one who is simply employed by others. Ladies and gentlemen, I didn't do this. I didn't say this. This is what they're saying. A prohibition against taxing one party in a relationship does not prohibit the tax on another party. So the prohibition on taxing someone from earning a living doesn't work on a business. See, a business does not have the right to earn a living. A business is engaged in commerce. It's engaged in making a profit. Your earning a living is not a profit. They must prove that it is a profit. So let's do this. Generally, it is generally conceded that one of the great rights which an individual has in our society is the right to earn a living. This is a fundamental right, ladies and gentlemen, but you'll see those cases where it says that you don't have a fundamental right to make a living. So correct them. I have a fundamental right to earn a living, and I'm going to exercise that right. And you will not prohibit me from the exercise of that right and the free exercise thereof. There can be no abridgment of me exercising a secured right. There can be no abridgment of you exercising a secured right. Because it's secured, ladies and gentlemen. It's secured. It's secured. Sorry, I just saw something that was disturbing. Anyway, we're going to step away from this. Now, again, we have to go to, I think it's this one. Where is it? Yep, there it is. See, there's my, and the beat goes on. Okay, now let's get back to right here. Oh, no. There's one more thing I had to show y'all. Sorry. On and on. The beat goes on. Ladies and gentlemen, the beat does go on. I need to show y'all something. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I'm all over the place today. Told you I'm tired. Get out of here. We got to go here. What I need to go here is... This is the wrong one. Volunteer work credits. I don't want that one. I think I want this one. I need the IRS Tax Act. I need the IRS talking about exemptions. Okay, no one can be taxed on the right to live. Not looking for this is Canada, so I'm not looking for that. I'm looking for the one with the IRS. And that's my fault. Okay, that I didn't put the right one in here. But this ain't it either. This ain't it. This ain't it. This ain't it. Okay, so let's go. Yeah, because I opened that window up second. It's this one. Okay, iOS. And talked about that publication. We need the first one right here. Taxable and non-taxable income. Ladies and gentlemen, they're going to talk about wages. There's a young lady. Her last name is Jackson. She's a professor at Dominguez State University. Cal State Dominguez. Located in Compton in the house. Well, Dominguez. But Yeah, there are a lot of people who get mad at me for saying Dominguez and Compton are the same place, but in my opinion, that's what it's always been. Don't get mad at me, get mad at the fact that they're right next to each other. You can receive income in the form of money, property, or services. This section discusses many kinds of income that are taxable or non-taxable. It includes discussion on employee wages and fringe benefits. That's the one I'm looking for. Woo! You want to do some research on fringe benefits. I've been looking for that word all day because I forgot it. That's how this conversation's got started, ladies and gentlemen. So let's do, what you need to know is this one. We need wages. We only have two? Okay, generally you must include in gross income everything you received in payment for personal services. Ladies and gentlemen, generally. Okay, in addition to wages, salaries, commissions, fees, and tips, this includes other forms of compensation such as fringe benefits and stock options. Now, fringe benefits is what I need to report. But however, in addition to wages, the IRS has already said their wages are not included as income. Hold on, let's do that. Let's wait, hold on, straighten up. We're gonna do it right here. Oh God, what did I do? I lost it. I lost two of them at the same time. Okay, I just gotta do this right here. Come on now, give me my. Yep, that's how tired I am. Yay. Plus I got the itis. I just ate. Wages and salaries. All wages, tips, blah, 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 blah. Let's go here because I know it's the code that actually says it. And there's the fringe benefit guide. That's what I need. Benefit is not taxable. That's what I need. Oh, tax credits, ladies and gentlemen. Deferred income. All that, this extra work I do. Yeah, those are fringe benefits. And there are credits that come with that. All wages, salaries, and tips you receive from performing services as an employee of an employer must be included in your gross income. Amounts withheld for taxes included, but not limited to income tax, Social Security, Medicare taxes, are considered received and must be included in gross income for the year they are withheld. Generally, your employer's contribution to the qualified pension plan for you isn't included in gross income. Why? At the time it is contributed. Why? Isn't it included as income since it's contributed? Additionally, while amounts withheld under certain salary reduction agreements with your employer are generally excluded from gross income, such amounts may have been included in wages subject to Social Security and Medicare in the year they were withheld. Blah, 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 blah. What you guys need to understand is there are two things going here. You need to pay attention to the word. While amounts under certain salary reduction agreements are excluded, well, excuse me, what other amounts are excluded from gross income? That's what you have to do your research on, because you'll find that certain situations with wages are not included in gross income. Not my fault. I didn't make this junk up, because this is junk. They know it's junk. You know it's junk. They've known it was junk since its inception of the IRC. That's the stupid tax code. I thought I said open up a new one. New. Oh, because it takes me to the end. That's what it is. I started from the bottom, now I made it to the top. That type of thing. Whew, I'm sitting up there looking for it. So, ladies and gentlemen, since, no, we're going to go back here. We don't need this page, so we're going to go back. Okay. What is not included as income? What income is not included as taxable income? Let's find out this one. I'm interested. Non-taxable income won't be taxed whether or not you enter it on your tax return. Whether or not you enter it on your tax return. You just need to report it, ladies and gentlemen. The following items are deemed non-taxable by the IRS. Inheritances, gifts, and bequests. But there's got to be more. Cash rebates on items you purchase at a retailer, manufacturer, or dealer. Ladies and gentlemen, there's also one other thing that cannot be taxed. Your cost of living. That's why you get to write that junk off. Now, I like the fringe benefits thing because I've been wanting to pull that up for a long time. Whew. And you know what? We played the Spinners and the beat goes on. I was playing this young lady, but we gon' and then I was playing the homeboy. What's his name? Jacob Banks. Yeah, he and I was playing him. I don't want to play Jacob Banks right now. I just letting y'all know I was playing Jacob Banks. Okay. Aloe Black. Yeah, I was playing Aloe Black, and I did get to see the My Way video like I told y'all I was going to watch, you know, right after that song. But what I don't want any of those because I know all of those songs. You know what? We got to play some people. We gotta play. I will get in trouble if I play Sarah Smile because they don't want y'all playing with the homies, Hall and Oates. They don't want y'all playing with them. They won't let me play them. But we can play people, and I know, yeah. Oh, come on, peoples. He's so into y'all. That's why he's gonna be playing in my background just for a moment because see, we gonna finish talking about our taxes, but I can't step away from these type of songs. I want this document. That's why I went here, because it talks about fringe benefits, tax exemption, and government entities. Well, government entities are not the only ones. Fringe benefit guides. So y'all want some fringe benefits? Man, I want me some fringe benefits. Well, then y'all need to read the guide. Oh, dude, I thought you said fringe benefit. That's fringe. That's like that TV show Fringe. I ain't winning stuff like that. Come on now, that's that. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. He had to go outside because I ain't got time for that stupidity. It ain't never wrong, y'all. It's never right, but it's never wrong, because they said if loving someone is wrong, they don't want to be right, so it ain't never wrong, and it ain't right. Now, what you guys are gonna do, I'm gonna do you all a small favor, and I promise you, you're gonna appreciate this. Those of you who are around, I gotta pause. Excuse me, I gotta. Ladies and gentlemen, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a portion of this interview. I want you to hear it, and then I want you to go and watch the video. I'm actually surprised that since 2018, it only has received 9,000 views. Here you are, a former IRS agent, former CPA, well, probably still a CPA, but former IRS agent, John Bannister. You've heard of him. His people have talked about him. He's been all over the place. They call him all kind of names. But I've been listening to him for the last 10 minutes. Never listened to him before. Because I was actually looking for former IRS agent, tax agent, Mrs. Jackson. Sorry, Miss Jackson! You know, but I'm for real. I was looking for her. And, oh, you're sorry, Miss Jackson, but I'm for real. Oh, do you, yeah, whatever. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. I stumbled across this video. I want you guys to hear something. We're not going to play the whole thing because that's 52 minutes.
When you're an advocate for clients, paying good money to make sure that every I is dotted and T crossed.
So what were some of the findings specifically that, again, you had been intrigued by enough from that initial radio show you heard from Mrs. Kidd that you found had some valid basis?
D-A-V-V-Y, Kid. D-A-V-V-Y, Kid. We'll talk about her in a minute.
Them. You mentioned specifically one, and that is perhaps the obligation to pay and to file and pay taxes is not universal to all citizens, but only applies to certain groups or something in certain situations. Were there other concerns that you also dug into and found had basis as well?
Okay, the premise of the conversation that they're having right now is that the IRS code does not apply equally to everyone. Say what? The IRS code does not apply equally to everyone. Everybody is not obligated for the same amount. That's why there's no universal tax. So because there's not a universal tax, it doesn't apply equally to everyone. It makes logic, makes sense, huh? Okay, well, because of that, pay attention. They're about to let you know something that I think you're going to find interesting.
Well, one of the things that I'd like everyone to keep in mind, and I guess because I'm an accountant, former CPA, former IRS agent, there are dozens, if not hundreds, of different kinds of federal taxes. And so the federal income tax is just one of many federal taxes that are.
Wait, did you guys get that? Federal income tax is not the only federal tax. Federal income tax is not the only federal tax. Social Security is not the only tax. Medicare is not the only tax. There are several other thousands of taxes out there. One of them he's going to talk about is the alcohol liquor tax. Did you not know? Pay attention that when you go to the store and you purchase a product, like here in California, they give you the CRV tax. Okay, you're not responsible for that tax. So what? You are not responsible for that tax. You know how they were trying to charge you guys for plastic bags here in California? You guys are not responsible for that tax. Why? It's the manufacturer who's responsible for that tax. Why? Because they are manufacturing the product. You don't pay a tax on things you purchase, ladies and gentlemen, other than the tax that's assigned to the product. Hold on, he'll tell you. Not about what I just said. He's going to tell you about responsibility.
That are basically levied on certain people in certain circumstances. So what I found specifically related to the income tax, but part of it, of course, was to compare the way the income tax is administered and enforced compared with all the other federal taxes. And so one of the principal interesting factors is that, and this is something that's acknowledged by the courts, appeals courts, the U.S. Supreme Court, that in order for you to owe a tax, you have to be made liable for the tax.
Wait, hold on. Does that make sense? In order for you to owe a tax, you have to be liable for the tax. Well, where's the proof of the liability? Well, because you have a job. I'm sorry. Because you have a job. No, that's not a liability. Having a job is not a liability. Go back and check. Show me in the law where having a job is a liability. That's not the answer to my question. Where is the proof of the liability? Some of you guys are going to pick up on what I'm saying because this is what he's saying.
Liable.
Sure.
And of course, the reason for that, from a common sense perspective and from a legal perspective, is there has to be someone who's ultimately responsible to pay the tax. Giving you a quick example, if we, those of us that grew up and our parents might, have a little glass of bourbon or something in the evenings, they had a bourbon bottle in their bar, and there was a tax that was paid on that bourbon.
Wait, you can tell what type of family he grew up in. How many of you guys had a family who had a bourbon and a bar in their home? Exactly. We had a bar in our home. Yeah, it was a countertop with some stools underneath. That was it. I'm not joking, not kidding, not trying to make funny. He just sat up here and talked about the family having a bar. Now, I'm not saying he's out of touch, but what did my people say? Hall & Oates, you're out of touch. I'm out of time. Going out of my head when you're not around. Whoa. Okay. Not saying he's out of touch. I'm saying that most people don't understand when they make comments that everybody can't relate to that. But he's correct on the tax that's associated with alcohol. Started from the prohibition.
Our parents didn't get visited by the ATF and say, you need to pay this tax. The tax was built into the cost of the spirit, you know, they call it the distilled spirit.
Right.
And so the parents who were drinking the little glass of bourbon didn't have to pay the tax. The tax was paid by the person who's liable to pay the tax, which was the original distiller, the person that made that liquid beverage into an adult beverage.
Okay, do you guys get what he just said? There's a liquor tax. You don't actually pay it. That tax is placed upon the manufacturer. Why? Because they are the manufacturer. They are the ones responsible for paying that tax. You are not. So you don't report that on your taxes. Many of you are reporting things on your taxes that you are not responsible for reporting, is what's being said.
So, all right. And that just goes over and over again, where someone has to be made liable to pay the tax.
Okay.
Well, when you look at the income tax, you find that the only place where the average American could possibly be made liable for the tax is if they are a withholding agent making a payment to a foreigner. So, if people are taking any notes, if they go to subtitle A, because the title 26, the Internal Revenue Code,
hold on.
They are a withholding agent.
Wait, hold on. Did y'all hear what he just said? Now hold on. I want y'all to turn everything down, and I want you to pay attention to what he's saying. I'm going to turn his volume up just a little bit, but not too much to where it's distorted. I want y'all to pay attention to what he said.
Beverage into an adult beverage.
Okay. All right.
And that just goes over and over again, where someone has to be made liable to pay the tax.
Okay, so here's the point. Somebody has to be made liable to pay the tax. So those of you who are getting ready to start paying all these taxes this year, look at your liability. When you get a chance, go and look up this code that he's about to say. And I'm going to spell it out for y'all, and then we're going to go there. Okay, Staple Singers, I'll take you there. Oh, mercy. Okay, so y'all hold on.
When you look at the income tax, you find that the only place where the average American could possibly be made liable for the tax is if they are a withholding agent making a payment to a foreigner. So, if people are taking any notes, if they go to subtitle A, because the title 26, the Internal Revenue Code, this big thick book with thousands of pages that we've been talking about, and you hunt for the word liable, which nowadays we can do on the internet, right? We can hunt for the word liability, liable, and you can hunt through the entire Internal Revenue Code looking for that. And you should look in subtitle A, because that's where the income tax sections or portion of the Internal Revenue Code is.
Okay.
So look in subtitle A. You can look at any subtitle, A, B, C, D, and on. But look in subtitle A and look for the word liable or liability. And what you'll find is these very narrow circumstances where, let's say I was a concert promoter and I was going to pay Andrea Bocelli, the famous Italian singer.
Yes, Andrea Bocelli.
Well, as far as I know, he's an Italian citizen, but he wants $500,000 to have a concert one night. If I pay him, I'm very likely going to be liable for an income tax on a portion of that payment. So that would be just a quick and dirty example.
Ladies and gentlemen, as I told you, former IS agent : we are not liable to pay federal income taxes. Do that video. It's Joe Bannister, and this is him talking. Now, there are two things I need to show you. After that, we are going to go... I don't want to go... Yeah, we'll go here. This is Mrs. Kidd, where she's talking about tax reform talks More BS, okay? What I want you all to do is there are a lot of talks here. They're downloadable. 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 I need y'all to hold on one more second. I'll be right back. Sorry, I had to create a temporary account. The name of the website is www.listennotes, N-O-T-E-S, all one word, .com/podclass, podcast / what Congress and the media won't tell you, all hyphenated. Okay, I just not going to read out the rest of the letters because that would take all day. However, I had to create a email account for this in order to download and save. It wants me to create a playlist. Alrighty then. Come on. No notes. No notes. So I can't save it the way I want to save it. So that means I'll have to use a different browser to go ahead and save it the way I need to save it. Okay? So close it. But let's listen just for a second. I don't hear anything. The digits are not moving. Something's wrong. Here it is down here. It's still not moving. It's spinning. Oh, it stopped. It's still not moving. Still not moving. Still not moving. Still not moving. I can't get it to play. Unable to load the audio file. How to fix? I don't want to know how to fix. You're supposed to be able to load it. So it looks like I can't promote them. Was going to give them a little shout out, you know, for putting this stuff up there. But this is the young lady known as Davy Good. I said D-A-V-V-Y. It's D-E-V-V-Y. Okay? She's been investigating government corruption. I think she's found something. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, my suggestion to you is you could probably learn a lot from a dummy. Let's get back to the reason for this video, if you don't mind. Ladies and gentlemen, I started this video up because I needed you guys to understand something. That many of you are in debt because you don't understand why you're in debt. You're in debt because you've been overpaying. You've been overpaying. You've been voluntarily paying on your wages. Again, we've already shown you where your right to earn a living is under your right to life. Your right to life cannot be taxed. You have the right to earn a living. You have a right to pursue a profession, an occupation, even if you were a sole proprietor. If everything you take in, you use for your living costs, your necessities, then it cannot be taxed and you write that junk off. Now you're going to find very few CPAs are going to sit up there and just allow you, and you just need to show them the case law. Excuse me. This is what I want to do. Okay? This is how I'm doing my taxes. I've done it like this before. I'm doing it like this again. I can't be taxed on my wages, and so I just need to file my taxes the correct way. Y'all got a problem with that? And that's it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys can understand these simple things when you're filing your taxes, many people who receive tax credits, but you all don't get, and you still don't get it, and I know you don't get it. The tax credits you record as a loss, as an expenditure. Expenditure. Why? Because they were from a debt. Just that simple. You have the paperwork showing you received the credits. Just that simple. The company EIN is on the documentation. It really is that simple. However, your paperwork must match ours. So if you think you're going to just make it $150 quadrillion and think that ain't going to come back to haunt you, wait! I invite you to play games like that with them because they're going to love you. Okay? Think about it. let's say all year you paid $15,000 in taxes. Well, if you write off all of your expenses, now you'll have $40,000 to $60,000 in deductibles. Now you get a refund, a real refund. Some of y'all will think about it. Some of y'all ain't gonna understand it. Go back over it. Listen to what I just said. Because you wrote off those expenses, legitimate write-offs, what will happen is they'll be converted into deductions. And so when you file your taxes, that deduction that you got of, let's say it was $80,000 and you owe the IRS $15,000, but you've already paid the IRS $15,000, and you do a tax refund filing, you'll be getting over $15,000 back in taxes. But you won't be able to do the math because you can't see it. You think you'll be doing something wrong. And that's on you. Now look, it's been a cold day, barometric pressure and all. I got documents I got to preview and go over today. So I'm going to let y'all go because I got work to do. Isley Brothers. All right, got to go. Y'all take care. Coke Smile, all the other stuff. This video will be up tomorrow. Ain't going to be up today. Up tomorrow. But you guys are going to have to pay attention to your taxes and how you file it. Nobody's asking you to avoid paying taxes. No. As Riley would say on the Boondocks, you gonna pay what you owe. Okay, he was talking to Santa when he said that. It's called Riley's Christmas. Okay, but you gonna pay what you owe. Y'all must pay what y'all owe. Y'all must pay back Caesar's things to Caesar. But as he told you, you are not liable for every tax there's a presumption that says you're liable for. Just because there is a presumption doesn't mean that there is an actual liability. I hope some of you understand. Hey, y'all take care of yourselves. We'll be here all week. So y'all make sure y'all get y'all tickets early. Gotta go, gotta go, gotta go.